Goodbye for Now by A.J. Rhodes and Christian Worcester. Leah and Chelsea have been best friends since first grade. They knew each other's likes and dislikes. They knew when one was sad and knew when one was happy. They even tried to dress alike at least once a week just to try to trick others into thinking they were twins. One summer, Leah's family decides to move from a small little town in Arkansas to South Louisiana to be closer to her family. Leah had to break the news to Chelsea, but she just didn't know how she could do it in order to spare Chelsea's hurt feelings. Once the weekend approached, Leah asked Chelsea to come over for a slumber party that Friday night. The girls spent the whole night giggling uncontrollably, eating ice cream until they were about to bust, and watching movies about happily ever afters. Finally, as the girls began to settle down, they lay in their living room fort made of blankets, pillows, and ponytails to hold everything together. Leah began to speak so soft that Chelsea had to lean her ear close to Leah's mouth so that she could hear every word. As Leah finished giving the news, Chelsea rested back on her pillow and began to cry uncontrollably. This whole fun night they had just had was falling apart by just a few words muttered. Leah and Chelsea fell asleep holding hands that night and never let go of their grip until morning came. A few days later, while the girls were saying their goodbyes, Leah's mom gave them a great idea. She handed each of them a box of pink paper and a pink feathery pen. She gave them the idea to write each other back and forth once a week. This made the girls very happy and made their goodbyes a little less bitter. The girls exchanged addresses and promised to never forget to write. As Leah and her parents were settling into their new home, the mailman came on one sunny afternoon to make his daily rounds. Opening the envelope, Leah spotted the pink paper and jumped with joy. She knew her best friend Chelsea had written her first, and she couldn't wait to see what was inside. The letter was full of details about Chelsea's first day in the 6th grade. She spoke of her teacher, her classmates, and the cool sticker chart for good behavior. Leah couldn't wait until her school started so she could tell Chelsea all about her new friends. She smiled with contentment and ran into the house so she told her parents all about Chelsea's letter and how she can't wait to write her back. A couple days passed and Leah leaped off the bus and darted to her room. Anxious to pull out the box of pink paper, she began to write until her fingers went numb, dotting her eyes with hearts and decorating the whole paper with heart stickers. Finally, putting the pink paper in the envelope, she sealed it with a kiss and skipped off to the mailbox. Chelsea sat by the mailbox outside her house, waiting for the mailman to make his appearance. She knew Leah had written her, and she couldn't wait to hear about her first day in a new school. As the mailman pulled up, he handed her the letter personally, and she took off for the porch swing. Reading the story and swinging back and forth, she giggled and reading about the cute boys, the class pet, and the school musical Leah was going to audition for. Chelsea was so happy that Leah was having a great experience at her new school, but part of her heart broke thinking about how they weren't going to get to experience all these new things together like they have for the past 5 years. The girls continued writing to each other at least once a week, telling about their school and new friends. One day, as Leah was waiting at the mailbox for her letter to arrive, a black car pulled up in front of her. Leah stood there puzzled but continued to gaze in curiosity. All of a sudden, Chelsea steps out of the vehicle with the letter in hand. Leah surprisingly began to cry. She didn't realize until now how much she missed her dear friend. They hugged and hugged some more. They ran to the porch, smiling ear to ear, while Chelsea's parents parked the car. The girls spent the rest of the evening laughing, walking trails, and going to the park. There was never a moment of silence. The girls talked so much about their new friends, their teachers, and their activities that their mouths never seemed to stop moving. As soon as one girl finished their sentence, the other was starting one. They had missed each other so much, and they weren't going to let this opportunity go to ruin. To end the evening, Leah brought Chelsea to her favorite ice cream parlor and introduced her to her neighboring friends. They accepted Chelsea like they had known her all along and asked her to sit at their table. Chelsea loved this little town. The time came when Chelsea and her family had to go back home, but this goodbye was much easier. The girls hugged with smiles on their faces and love in their hearts. Both of the girls knew now that this is not goodbye forever, just goodbye for now. And the back of the cover says, two best friends, Leah and Chelsea, were going through a separation. They became pen pals until one surprising day. They then were taught an important lesson about friendship and goodbyes.